Hi and welcome back to the channel. I am your host Tyrant, and in today's episode we don't really have a build as such. I mean, technically there's some building in it, but what we're going to be taking a look at is a brand new piece of equipment that I got. Now obviously in my workshop I have a bunch of different machines, a bunch of different tools, whether it's vintage, new, you name it. I have a lot of stuff, but there's one particular tool or item, however you want to describe it, that I don't have. I've been lacking it for a long time. This here is a 33 kilo anvil, 66 pounds in a London pattern. Now I've been looking at a whole bunch of different anvils for quite a while, but honestly I was never really that interested because I think a lot of them are like the American patterns, and I just wasn't interested, especially for the prices they were. And I've been using it for a good couple of months and I've been loving it so far. This here is my first anvil, and I'm being serious with you. This is my first anvil and it's made out of steel, and I've actually used it. Like, this has been a functional little tool that I have used for a good couple of years. So this technically is my first anvil, and this one here is my second anvil. I thought I'd bring that up because I thought that was funny. So before we even touch the anvil or try to get it ready, I need something to actually put it on, because obviously I can't just have it sitting on my desk. That takes up a whole bunch of space, and obviously I need to hit it hard. So I've got to make a stand for it. Essentially what I did was grab a whole bunch of 2x4s and cut them all to round about the right length. Then I simply chucked on a whole bunch of wood glue and wood screws and just kind of put them all together essentially. I then grabbed an inch thick piece of pine to put as the top plate. This is essentially what the anvil's actually going to rest on, and I have a nice little stand now. So then actually moving on to the anvil. So from what I understand, there's a couple of things that you should do to get your anvil ready for its use. Now obviously I would have to imagine that you can use an anvil straight out the box, like you don't have to actually do any of this stuff, but it's going to make your life a lot easier, and it's also going to make probably the quality of the things that you make a lot better as well. So the first thing I did was take off some of the hard edges on the top plate. I also deburred the pritching hole and the hardy hole, I believe they're called, and then obviously using the angle grinder on the horn just to smooth it out so it's got a nice surface finish. Now obviously, because there's not actually too much to today's episode, obviously we're just making a stand and fixing up the anvil, getting it all ready, but you also need a hammer, right? I could probably just use like my ball peen hammers and things like that, but you need something with a little bit more oomph. So I actually bought two different hammer heads. They weigh quite a bit. They have a large surface area. One has a flat face, one has a little bit of a curved face, but the problem is I need to put handles on them because obviously they just are the hammer heads by themselves. So the first thing I wanted to do was take off this plastic coating that's on the handle. Obviously I don't want that at all. Then the next thing I did was throw it onto the belt sander and give it kind of a flat surface because it was very oval, which is fine, but I like a little bit of a flatter handle, especially for this sort of purpose. Next thing I did was char the entire handle. After that, I'll hit it with a little bit of sandpaper. Then after that, it's not too much work to put the hammerhead onto the handle, then grab a wedge, put a whole bunch of wood glue in there, and then actually hit that down into place. So obviously now the hammerhead is ready to go. A little bit of sanding to finish it off, followed by some linseed oil, and I'm gonna leave that overnight. So with that out of the way, let's get to the B-roll and let's see if the anvil is any good. So this is the anvil, the stand, the hammers, everything that I've got in terms of blacksmithing so far. Now obviously I don't usually squat when I do the outro, but it's hard to fit everything into frame. The one thing I will mention though is that it is at the perfect height for my knuckles, so when I'm holding a hammer, perfect. I got these tongs. They are trash. I hate them. I hate these tongs. They are way too heavy, they are way too thick, and they don't even really work that well. I do not like them at all. In terms of how the hammers turned out, I'm very, very happy. This one here is obviously my main hammer. It is gorgeous. The handle is great. It feels fantastic in the hand. Then we obviously have this one here that you guys saw me build. So both of the hammers that I've got are awesome. I only currently have one hammer little hole to hold the hammers, so I do need to put another one on, but I do have a nail down here holding a steel wire brush, so that is also quite good. In terms of the rebound, let's see how much it rebounds. Now if you're wondering, it does have a magnet on it to try and deaden the sound, but because of what it's currently sitting on, it's very loud. It doesn't usually sound like this when it's in its normal spot, but because of the ground that it's currently on, it's quite loud, which it doesn't usually sound that loud. I'm quite happy with it, and like I said, I've been using it for little projects so far, but I don't really have much space for the forge part yet. So at the moment, it's just being used as is, but I'm hoping soon enough I can get to the other half of this. But that's gonna be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I genuinely hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought of today's episode, and hopefully there'll be another installment on this little new blacksmithing journey at some point. At least I hope there will be, right? But that's gonna be all. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.